y'all should be able to see and hear me. Just a lot about that as well too. That's the difficulty. There's no sweat. So I'm gonna rock this thing out. Just make sure everything is still good. Sign Christ. All right. Once again, this is Israelite School UPK. Sorry, 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We under leadership of Manager and Hannah, where we teach the so-called Black, Latinos, and Native Indians, all the true biblical Jews according to the Bible. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group or camp, and we are here to teach the truth according to the Bible. That our oppressor is truly the devil that the Bible speaks of. He's been the devil from the beginning. He has done nothing but chastise and belittle Black, Latinos, and Native Indians. You understand now? At this point in time, you understand, when it comes to this truth, understanding the truth, and living by the truth, you gotta realize that this is something that you're not going to get everywhere, or just any place. You understand? You gotta realize that, of course, 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, is the original school. You understand me? And everyone seems as if that they're upset with the ISUPK. You understand? For what we're doing with the purple people. You understand? Purple pigs with their quote-unquote leader being Nasty Nate. You understand? They are upset with the things that we do, but of course, all we give a damn about is Black, Latinos, and Native Indians. They care about riches and fame and glory, and being on CNN, and marching at the Barclay. You understand? Doing all of these things that are going to, make them be seen and make them be, of course, accepted by white society. But here in ISUPK, we care for the poor. You understand? We care for those. As the scripture says, the meek will inherit the kingdom of heaven. That's what we give a damn about, man. You understand? We give a damn about them and only them, because they are the only people that matter to the Most High. You understand me? Black, Latinos, and Native Indians. You understand? When we think about love and peace, you understand? Christ didn't come for peace. You understand? Christ wasn't trying to be accepted by the Pharisees and Sadducees. Christ, he wasn't trying to be accepted by white society and white supremacists. You understand? And your homeboy, your homegirl. He wasn't, trying to be that guy. But he did come with a sword. You understand? He came with a sword, man. You understand me? And of course, if anyone have any questions on topic, you understand me, please type them in and we'll be able to get to them here shortly. You understand? We're going to go to the book of Numbers. We'll go to the book of Numbers. One second here. We're going to go to the book of Numbers, chapter 16. Of course, if anybody got any questions, comments, we'll get to it. 1 second here. But all right, it's the book of Numbers. Make sure I got all my stuff. The book of Numbers, chapter 16, verse 1. Now Korah, the son of Azhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, and Nathan, and Abiram, the son of Eliam, and On, the son of Pelath, sons of Reuben, took men. You understand? We gotta realize now, of course, these are the Israelites. Now, of course, you understand. We heard Levi and Reuben. You understand? We gotta realize that when it talks about the context of this, that these are the Israelites coming against Moses. And I realize that, of course, we are in the book of Numbers. We're not in the book of Exodus. Yes, and this is when Egypt has already been destroyed. Yes, and the 10 plagues have passed, meaning Israel seen some miracles happen. You understand? They seen what happened. When the Red Sea split. You understand? They seen all of these miracles happen. But of course, they still thought that it would be, some great idea that they come up against Moses, the one that actually brought them out of Egypt, out of bondage. You understand me? And if you ever want to realize, as far as what happens within the Bible, you understand the Bible is very simple. You understand when it comes to as far as what is the Bible set up to be. You understand? You're going to see it, and as we continue to read here in the book of Numbers and other scriptures, that this is us, as far as Black, Latinos, and Native Indians, organizing our nation. You understand? This happened in the beginning of Numbers. You understand? If you want to see and read how to organize a respectful nation, meaning the government, the high priest, the elders, you understand me, which will be in today's society as, the president, vice president, different type of, parties where it's Democratic, Republican. And when you go within the city, you understand the mayor, the city councilman, all of them. You understand? So this is exactly how, the Bible is, setting everything up to be. You understand me? And of course, along with that, you have what? You have rules and regulation. You understand? And all that comes from where? It comes from the Bible. You understand? But of course, they still took up man to come up against Moses. We'll read this again. It says, now Korah, the son of Azhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, and Dathan, and Abram, the sons of Eliam, and On, the son of Paloth, the son of Reuben, took men. Verse 2. And they rose up before Moses with a certain of the children of Israel, 250 princes of the assembly, famous in the congregation, men of renown. You understand me? Now, when you think about the men of renown, meaning what, man? This is really our lives right here. You understand? Like, of course, here in America, we have what? We have famous Israelites. You understand me? There are famous Israelites. You have what? LeBron James. You understand? He's a famous basketball player that has rich and power. You understand? Just to name a couple. You understand? Stephen Curry. When you think about football, you understand? You got what? Deion Sanders. You just got what's another one? Ray Lewis. Which is a straight up Christian, but of course he had famous he was famous with the rich and power when it comes to as far as Israelites. You understand me? You got Shannon Sharp. You understand? You got Unk up there, as they call him. You understand? You got what? A Jay-Z, which is a billionaire. You understand? Think about the music industry. You understand? And even within the government, you understand, and with the hierarchy of supremacy, you have Colin Powell. You understand me? But guess what, man? These scriptures reflect our lives today. You understand me? When it talks about the men of renown, you understand. Now, of course, within Israel at that time, although of course, this is after Egypt, after they seen the miracles, guess what? They still had people, They still had famous people, per se. You understand me? They still had famous people. They still had people that were, looked upon as, oh, man, I can't go up to him, or like I'm gonna be shy to talk to him, things of that nature. So they still have those type of people. I'll read that scripture again. Once again, it's the book of Moses, chapter 16, and verse 2. And they rose up before Moses with certain of the children of Israel, 250 princes of the assembly, famous in the congregation, men of renown. You understand? Men of renown. Verse 3, and they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron. Now, they say that, of course, saying that we are all Israel, we are all holy. Look at the Son of God, saying we talk about Christ. Look at Moses, you understand? These are men that did not self-appoint themselves. You understand? It's just so funny, and it's just so disrespectful to how the Bible is said to be when it comes to naming yourself. You understand? When it comes to, as far as giving yourself certain rank. You understand? When it comes to what? Say, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a camp leader of this. I'm the camp leader. I'm gonna break off of a break off of a break off. You know what I'm saying? You gotta realize that names are earned. You understand? Rank is earned. You understand? Everybody wants to be a warrior. You understand? When they name themselves, they, oh man, it's gonna be Gabar in there somewhere. You understand me? It's gonna be Gabar in there somewhere. Because everybody wants to be a warrior, but no one wants to follow the true law, statutes, and commandments. Everybody want to pick and choose what they want to, like what they want to, decipher as the law, statutes, and commandments. Everybody want to pick and choose what they want to, as far as what they want to follow, who they want to be, who they want to be around. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that they want to do. The Lord said, no, man, you got to follow all these laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand how to be a good brother. You have to understand how to be a good sister. You have to do these things. Why? Because, man, the kingdom of heaven is truly at hand. You understand me? The kingdom of heaven is truly at hand. And this is some things that we have to understand. Man. I'm going to read verse 3 and verse 4. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be in numbers for quite a bit. So y'all just bear with me. And they gathered themselves together against Moses, against Aaron, and said unto them, ye take too much upon you, seeing all of the congregation are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Wherefore, then lift ye up yourselves above the congregation of the Lord. And when Moses heard it, he fell upon his face. You understand? When he heard it, he fell upon his face. Now, what does that mean? You understand? When he fell upon his face, what does that mean when you say he fell upon his face? You understand? That is, that's a question. Of course, we're gonna get into it. You understand? But I'm gonna give it some time to just see. You understand? Let me see one second. Let me try to pull this up here. So, yeah, right there. So once again, I'm gonna read verse 3 again, and we need to really understand exactly what's taking place right here. And they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron, and said unto thee, ye take too much upon you, seeing all the congregation are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Wherefore then, lift ye up yourselves above the congregation of the Lord. You understand? They say Ezekiel, Jeremiah, Peter, they will say that they had the truth, right? You understand? They will say that they truly had the truth. But you gotta realize that they don't understand the truth. You understand? They don't truly understand what the truth was because, of course, when you look at fake Israelite groups, they're like, oh yeah, no one has 100% of the truth. And then why are you there? You understand me? Like why would you want to be in a place that says, oh, well, we don't got the truth, or we are the truth, and oh yeah, One West, that's the home of the truth. And why are you not at the home of the truth then? You understand? It just doesn't make sense to me at all. You understand? You might as well say Ezekiel, Jeremiah, Peter within their time frame, within the their respectful time. You understand when it comes to the scriptures that they didn't have the truth. If that's what you're saying, but we know, of course, here in the ISBK that they for sure 100% have the truth. And what you have to realize that Ezekiel and Jeremiah and Peter, guess what? They're back. You understand? They are the priests that are back to fulfill this truth, man, to live this truth out, man. You understand me? Let me go ahead and read verse 3 again, just so it can be embedded in our minds as exactly what's going on here. And they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron, and said unto them, Ye take too much upon you, seeing all the congregations are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Wherefore then, lift ye up yourselves above the congregation of the Lord? And Moses, verse 4, and when Moses heard it, he fell upon his face. You understand? Once again, I'm asking, why did Moses fall upon his face now? You understand? Why did Moses fall on his face? So I'm going to get into it just for time's sake. Moses knew that if he didn't pray, that the Lord was going to kill them for what they said. You understand? If it wasn't, you understand, for this, particular, act of Moses, you understand? Here today, we will be the so-called Moselites. You understand? If Moses didn't do what he did, you understand, with the golden calf, you understand, he understood that what? That the Most High, he wasn't a pussy. That the Most High wasn't a coward. That the Most High is truly what? Is truly a man of war. You understand? And he protects his children. He protects his loved ones. And guess what? He is going to avenge us. You understand? For everything that has come apart when it comes to purple. You understand? When it comes to Nasty Nate. Best believe that that's going to happen, man. Best believe all of these things are going to come to pass, man. This said the scriptures, man. You understand? You gotta realize, like how powerful the Most High is, man. I gotta truly realize how powerful the Most High is, man. Let's see. Shar said, "Eyes open." That's very, that's very true. I kind of gave you an answer already. Let's see. He said, Shar said, "Show reverence to the Lord." Yes, you know what I'm saying. But just to add on to it, Shar, you know what I'm saying. Not to say that you're wrong. But what we need to realize is that the Most High is a man of war, like I said, and he has power. You understand? Like, do you realize that the Most High flooded the whole earth and only left 8 people? Come on now. We need to find out, man. We need to find out what God we're truly serving. You understand me? Who we look up to, who we reverence. You understand? Who we when we pray to the east, who are we doing that for? Are we doing it for ourselves? Are we doing it for self gain? Or are we doing it in respect that the Most High can just cut you off within a second? You understand? We need to realize how the Most High has that terrible power, man. He has power. You understand me? He has power, but guess what? He also has mercy, man. And it's the things that we need to understand, man. Verse 5. And he spake unto Korah and unto his company, saying, Even tomorrow the Lord will show who are his and who is holy, and will cause him to come near to him, Even him who hath chosen will he cause to come near unto him. You understand? Now, what's happening, what's taking place now is we're about to see a battle. You understand? Now, of course, back in the day, and when I say back in the day, I mean, like Old Testament. You understand? We're seeing a battle. You understand? Like, so now it gets to a point where most like, man, okay, all right, no sweat. We're going to see who the Lord is with. You understand? We are going to see who the Lord chooses. You understand? And we are fit for warfare. Now, of course, here in today's society, 2023, here in America, KKKA, you understand me? We don't physically battle. You understand when it comes to seeing who is the Lord with. Guess what we do? We battle with this sword. Man. You understand? We go out on those corners. Yeah, you understand? We set up debates. You know, shit. Captain Zarya, he is he is obliterating a Christian talking about multiple wives. Come on now, we in 2023 and we still debate multiple wives. But hey man, forget about it, man. Forget about it. You understand me? Verse 6. Let me read verse 5 again just so we can get an understanding as far as what I said as far as the battle being set up. Verse 5, once again, it's the book of Numbers chapter 16 and verse 5. And he spake unto Korah and unto all his company, saying, even tomorrow the Lord will show who are his and who is holy, and will cause him to come near to him. Even him who he hath chosen will he cause to come near unto him. Verse 6, this day take your censers, Korah, and all his company. Now, a censer is nothing more, nothing less than, you understand me? I have one with chains on it. Nothing more, nothing less than what this is right here. You understand? You put burning coal in it, and you put the Most High what? You put the Most High's what? His favorite scent, which is what? What is the Most High's favorite scent? Shar, don't answer that because I know you know, Shar. Let somebody else answer. What is the Most High's favorite scent? You understand? And make sure that y'all like, comment, and tag as many people as you can think of within this class. So hell, tag IUIC in it as well too. I might get checked for it, but Shalakia. You understand? Oh well. Shalakia. What is the Most High's favorite scent? Once again, this is verse 6. This do take your censers, Korah, in all his company. This is what a censer is right here. You understand? It's just something that that you find a burning coal, and you put the Most High's favorite scent, which is what? Which is what? Which is what? Which is what? Let me see if anybody on Facebook, we need to have it where you can get a tablet up here so we can kind of maneuver through the both. What is the Most High's favorite scent? No sweat. Time I'm going to give it to you, of course. If you don't know by now, it is frankincense and myrrh. It is that franken myrrh. So once again, verse 6. This do take your censers, Korah, in all his company. Verse 7. And put fire therein, and put incense in them. Before the Lord tomorrow, it shall be that the men whom the Lord does choose, he shall be holy. You take too much upon you, you sons of Levi. Good grief. Good grief, man. Now, we gotta realize as far as, who Levi was. You understand, when this given time. Like they didn't have any type of land. Yeah, you understand? Like they didn't have any crops or anything like that. So what they did was, of course, they had sacrifices, you understand, from the Lord. You understand? They had shackles, you understand, for the money. And also, of course, they were the ones that were tithes and the sacrifices. No sweat. You understand? With that, you understand, of course, make sure that you pay your tithe, man. 10% of any increase that you receive, give unto the Lord, man. ISBK.com, man. Pay your tithes, man. You understand? Verse 8, and Moses said unto Korah, Here, I pray you, sons of Levi. You understand? You think that it's a small thing when you understand it and when you read this truth, man. Like a lot of Israelites, like of course fake Israelites, like they just wanted to receive the knowledge. Yeah, you understand? Like it's so many breakoff camps after breakoff camps, and all they want to do is start their YouTube channel and what is it? Start a clubhouse room. You understand? Start a Facebook group and just name it something just far fetched, something that is just way off. That's what they do. You understand? Don't look up on it. Don't look up on it as far as receiving this truth as a small thing, man. Think of this truth as something that something that you have to hold on to, but at the same time you have to share with amongst your brothers and sisters, man. Why? Because man, they truly need it, man. You know what I'm saying? We are in the midst of World War III right now as we speak, man. As we speak. Verse 9. Seemeth it but a small thing unto you, that the God of Israel hath separated you from the congregation of Israel, to bring you near to himself, to do the service of the tabernacle of the Lord, and to stand before the congregation to minister unto them. Don't look at this thing as a small thing, and you cannot. Verse 11. For which cause both thou and thou company are gathering together against the Lord? And what is Aaron, that ye murmur that ye murmur against him? Listen, man, like they're, let me see. I'm trying to figure out how can I word this, man. You got to think about a person that just wants power. You understand? A person that just wants power. You understand? They're going to be what? They're going to be a proud bastard, man. Yeah, you understand? You don't know what it is to be able to give a person advice. You understand? You don't know what it is to give a brother and sister and family counsel. You understand? I mean, I try to, and I truly mean it's like I try to limit myself when it comes to, when I call Jeremiah Hyman. I call Cap. Hey, Schleicher, you might call Jeremiah Hyman, real quick. But I try to limit myself because I know how busy Jeremiah Hyman is when it comes to the counseling, man. He's busy 25/8 of the day, man. You understand me? We have to create another time frame just for Jeremiah in his counseling and all the work that he does, man. You understand? Along with Commander Jimmy Hanna, along with all the other generals and captains, man. You understand? They do a lot of work, groundwork, behind the scenes work that is not, being, planted on, CNN and, all these major corporations, man. These are the things that, of course, man, we have to realize, man. Think about the brothers down there in Texas, man. And I'm not talking about the mission of Acuna. I'm talking about when they went down to El Paso, man. You understand? Like they took another truck and had to drive at a certain miles per hour. So it made the trip even longer. Took them 10 hours to drive down there to El Paso. And guess what they did? They passed out food. They passed out clothes. You understand me? These are the things that we do. Ask someone purple, wearing a purple shirt with their fringes on the bottom. Ask them when they give a damn about the poor, man. You understand me? Ask them that. You understand? Truly, do they give a damn about the poor, man? You understand? And going back to Apostle, a sister, Tribe said that she wasn't able to take much because why? Because she was afraid that someone was going to steal her goods from her. You understand that someone was going to steal everything, that she got from the priests. You understand me? These are the things that, of course, we do here in ISBK. Yeah, you understand? It is not for, clout. It is not for recognition. It is not for any of that. We do it because we truly care for Black, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. We care for the poor. Yeah. So we care for the homeless. You understand? We care for these people, man. Because guess what? No one else does. No one else cares about a homeless man. No one else cares about a homeless woman. Hell, no one cares about a homeless family. People that give a damn. It's an honest weekend. You understand? We care for these people, man, because we understand the scriptures. We understand these things, man. You understand? It comes to a point in life, man, where where that rubber meets the road, where it gets to a point where you just gotta stop. Like, hey, what the fuck am I doing to build up the kingdom of heaven? And that's exactly how you gotta say it. I don't mean to be blunt or anything like that. That's exactly how you say it. Like, man, what am I doing to build up the kingdom of heaven, man? What am I doing to do what? What am I doing for the Most High? How am I serving Him? You understand me? Whether it's through any type of avenue, man. Shit, Shar does music, man. You understand me? Shar does music, and damn, he's damn near good at it, man. And showcases and all that, man. But you gotta ask yourself. It's always a little bit more that you can do. I'm not talking to you, Shar, specifically. I'm just talking, abroad, as far as for everybody that's tuning in. So much other stuff that you can be doing more and more and more and more and more. Do more and more and more to the point where it's like, oh man, I need to do some more. You understand me? I need to do some more, man. Where we at here? Verse 11. Once again, in the book of Numbers, chapter 16, verse 11. For which cause both thou and thy company are gathered together against the Lord? And what is Aaron that ye murmur against him? You understand? Verse 12. And Moses sent to call Dathan and Abram, the sons of Eliam, which said, we will not come up. Let me see, let me see. It's almost like, like them saying like, oh man, I'm not about to go up there to die. You know what I'm saying? Because they already knew. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's like we like to be in charge, but we don't want to be in charge when it comes to truly putting in that work. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't like that, of course, within this specific, scripture, that Moses was in charge and you tell us what to do. Same as what today. A lot of brothers and sisters, they don't like to follow orders. They don't like to follow, or they don't like to be told what to do. Or they don't like to be told, oh, well, let's look at this thing this type of way. You understand me? Let's look at this thing that type of way. They don't want any of that, man. Yeah, you understand? And it's like, you gotta think about the different miracles. And like these are the same people that that have seen the miracles. Look at look what the Most High did to with the quail. Like these are the same people that seen these miracles while they were in authority, while they allowed Moses be in authority. These are the same people that are coming against them. Guess what? Fast forward to what? 2023. Here we are. We got purple pigs thinking that they just have so much authority over us, or they don't want to listen to us. Why? Because there's just much polygamy in here. I've seen much polygamy in here, so I have to go do my own thing. No sweat. The Lord is revealing and exposing the IUIC. And I think the Most High for the ISUPK, man. Yeah, you understand? Because the ISUPK continue to reveal the lies and hypocrisies of these fake Israelite groups, of the Christian churches, of your grandma, because your grandma know every damn thing. You understand me? And we're continuing to do that over and over and over again, man. You understand? A lot of people don't want to see freedom as far as, being free from America, being free from all of these, all of these, mind games and all of these stumbling blocks. But guess what? They want that pleasure. You understand? They want to see Christ come down, with pixie dust. They want to see the angels come down with two wings and everybody giving hugs and kisses. They want to see those things. They don't want to see war. You understand? They don't want to see war. You understand? They don't want to see division. You understand? They don't want to see those things. Why? Because they build up with pleasure, man. You understand me? You gotta think about it as well too, to build a foundation of the Most High. Guess what it takes? It takes sacrifices, man. It takes a lot of sacrifices, man. Not Chick-fil-A, not no hamburger, not no Five Guys, not no Burger King, not no Fresh Market. You understand? Sorry, so he said they're stuck in their ways, the product of Christianity. Man, you're 100% right, man. We're going back, man. Like, good grief, man. You gonna give up, building up the kingdom of heaven for a Chick-fil-A sandwich? Telling me that you can't war with your brothers and sisters when it comes to this truth? You're gonna go, you're gonna go and buy yourself a Chick-fil-A sandwich and just sit down and just chill and relax? That's what you're telling me? Y'all want to sell out for what? For that flesh pot, like the scripture says, man. You understand? But we gotta realize, man, when it comes to this truth, man, you gotta give it your all, man. You truly have to give it your all, man, or guess what, man? On to the next one. Shalom. Shalom. Once again, verse 12. And Moses sent to the call Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliam, which said, we will not come up. Verse 13. Excuse me. It is a small thing that thou hast brought us up out of the land that floweth with milk and honey, to kill us in the wilderness, except thou make thyself altogether a prince over us. I'm gonna read verse 14 and then expound on it. Verse 14. Moreover, thou hast not brought us into a land. Wait a minute. Should I just read? No. I'm gonna read verse 13 and then verse 14. Once again. It is a small thing that thou hast brought us out of the land that flow with milk and honey, to kill us in the wilderness, except thou make thyself altogether a prince over us. Verse 14. Moreover, thou hast not brought us into a land that flow with milk and honey, or given us inheritance of fields and vineyards, without put out the eye of these men, we would not come up. You gotta realize that, of course, what we're reading right now, these are truly 100% carnal men. Carnal men. You understand? Everything is a process. Yeah. Everyone wants, everything off the get-go, everything off rip, as we used to say back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Everybody lost. I need that right now. Let's go and get it. You understand? Like, you gotta think about it, man. And Shar can remember this as well too if he's still in the class. I remember when, South Carolina, we would hold classes, I've held classes, within my own space, as far as the living room, bathrooms, and then of course when we all migrated here to South Carolina, you understand, we had it in apartments. You understand? And now we have a school that holds value. You understand? Like I can only imagine what it meant to the brothers and sisters that was a part of abstaining and keeping on one West with Commander Jimmy Holland. Man. You understand me? I can only imagine. You understand of what they have seen and what the things that they have to overcome and the sacrifices that they have to make when it comes to this truth, man. You know what I'm saying? I would never thought in a million years that we would have a school here in South Carolina, man. Never thought in a million years. But we have one. You understand? We do have a school. You understand that is standing hold firm. You understand me? 1 second here. Verse 15. And when Moses was very wroth and said unto the Lord, respect not that their offerings. I have not taken one ass from them, neither have I hurt one of them. Now, in the midst of all of this, man, they call, of course, I'm a prince. A king can say, I want your horses, I want your oxes, I want your ass, I want all of these things, man. But Moses had a different approach about it, man. Like he said, he said unto the Lord, respect not that their offerings, I have not taken one ass from them, neither have I hurt one of them. You understand? We gotta realize, that this was a righteous man. You understand? We're gonna keep on going for time's sake because I definitely want to try to get through majority of this whole chapter right here. Verse 16. And Moses said unto Korah, but thou and all thy company before the Lord, thou and they and Aaron tomorrow. Meaning what? So now all of the men, of course, have their censers, and they brought their censers. You understand me? Verse 17. I'm about to read. And take every man his censer and put incense in them, and then bring ye before the Lord every man his censer, 250 censers. Thou also and Aaron, each of you his censer. Meaning what, man? Grab your freaking bird, burn it, and let's see who's the Lord truly is with. Let's see. 18. And they took every man his censer and put fire in them and laid incense therein and stood in the door of the tabernacle of the congregation with Moses and Aaron. You understand? They came. They showed up with their censers in their burning of the franken myrrh. Verse 19. And Korah gathered all the congregation against them unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the glory of the Lord appeared unto all the congregation. Now, verse 20. And the Lord spake unto Moses and said unto Aaron, saying, now we're about to get into the reason why Moses fell to his face. He knew that the Most High was about to destroy these men. You understand? And we got to realize that, of course, Moses, he didn't lay hands on them. You understand? He actually said, man, listen, actually, I like it. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Give them some chance. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord said, man. Verse 21, separate yourselves from among this congregation that I may consume them in a moment. Now, we got to realize what we're reading right here. We have to truly realize what we're reading right here. I'm going to read it again just so you can get some understanding. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, 21, separate yourselves from among this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment. Meaning what? In any given moment. And you got to realize that, of course, Korah was, was the main one that had went up against Moses and Aaron. But guess what? What one man does affects all of us, man. Think about it, man. If a brother or sister in the school forced the ISUBK make headlines, guess what? The world is going to look at ISUBK totally different. Now, look exactly what IUIC is doing. Man. Yeah, I mean, like, you got to think about as far as, what happened with the whole George Morgan situation, what happened with the transsexual. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about more recently when a brother, almost got put to death as far as beating to death. You got to look up on, how they chastise and look down upon Black Latinos and Native Indians. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that you have to look upon, man. These are the things that you have to look and see, like, man, what is really going on with them? You understand? And what you do truly affects the other brothers and sisters, man. And you can think about it, man. Man, it may be a good brother or sister in there. Man, I think about it, man. If they're following, Nasty Nate, and they're doing everything that he says, guess what? The Lord is going to deal with you as well too, man. Shalaki. That's just how it is. 21. And once again, it says, separate yourselves from among this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment. It's the Most High right here, man. 22. And they fell upon their faces and said, O God, of the spirits of all the flesh, shall one man sin, and wilt thou be wroth with all the congregation? Like I said, you understand? One man's sin is going to consume a lot of lives, a lot of families, a lot of children, a lot of sisters, a lot of brothers. Think about it, man. How many more Jordan Morgans are there that are unheard of? Think about it. When it comes to white society, guess what happens? You understand? When it comes to white society, they hide a lot of our crimes, man. And IUIC in white society is like, man, they neck and neck. They do the same thing as far as white supremacy do to Black Latinos and Native Indians, man. That's what they do. Verse 23. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the congregation, saying, get you up from about the tabernacles of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Meaning what, man? Yeah, one man sins, I'm going to destroy all of them. I realize that the Most High is a man of war. And Moses rose up and went unto Dathan and Abiram, and the elders of Israel followed him. Listen, man. Depart from these wicked men. Leave them, leave them, leave them, leave them. Leave these wicked men. You should leave the weed alone too, man. Leave that weed alone. The Lord is getting ready to destroy these, man. And you gotta think about it, man. With everything that is going on in this world, everything that is being revealed, and how you have a spider web, and you just keep on going through the spider web, and you just see, just like you're being able to see exactly what's going on once you let all the spider webs down. That's exactly what's happening now. IUIC, man. They are being truly revealed, man. You understand? So the Lord, man, once again said, get you up from about the tabernacles of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Meaning what, man? The Most High is getting ready to destroy these men. It says, don't touch anything of theirs. Don't touch any purple either. You understand? Don't touch anything that has to do with purple. Don't even mention purple. Verse 26. And he spake unto the congregation, saying, Depart, I pray you, from the tents of these wicked men, and touch nothing of theirs, lest ye be consumed all their sins. You understand? Verse 27. So they got up from the tabernacles of Kor, Dathan, and Abram on every side, and Dathan and Abram came out and stood in the door of their tents, and their wives, and their sons, and their little children. Meaning what? The whole house. You understand me? The husband, the wives, and the children are about to get consumed. All over what? All over one man. All over Korah. All over this one man. Verse 28. And Moses says, Hereby ye shall know that the Lord hath sent me to do all these works, for I have not done them of mine own mind. Meaning what, man? You think you're on your own mind. You understand? And, and these are for, the brothers and sisters, man. Listen, man, we have counsel. You understand? We want to get brothers and sisters off drugs. You understand? You got to think about, everything that is getting put within this weed, man. Within these vapes. And with all these different type of strands of drugs. You understand me? You think you're of your own mind when you smoke weed, but guess what? You're going to smoke yourself to death, man. And we don't want that, man. We truly care about Black, Latinos, and Native Indians, man. You understand? We're willing to risk our lives for it, man. But you're going to die from smoking weed, man. Put it down. We're here to help you. Truly here to help you, man. You have to stop now, man. The vapes, the hookah, all of these things you have to stop, man. Because the Lord is going to consume you. You understand me? But we want to help you. Just know that the ISUBK, we want to help you. We have that vaccine for any type of drug addiction that you may have. We want to help you. Because we love Black, Latinos, and Native Indians, man. Although, all these fake Israelite groups, mainly IUIC, they look down upon brothers and sisters that are on drugs. They look down on them, man. They look down and down and down upon them to the point where it's like, man, they don't care about them. They truly don't care about Black, Latinos, and Native Indians, man. But guess who does, man? ISUBK from Energy and truly cares about the drug fiends, about the ones, hell, even the ones that's selling the dope, man. We care about them. Because we don't look at, the condition as is. We look at as who put them in that position. Of course, they can, make up their own mind. They have free will. But you got to think about it, man. White society wants to see us like this. They want us to see us on drugs. They want us to see, us smoking weed. That's what they want us to. That's what they love to see. Here in the ISUBK, we don't want that for you, brother. We don't want that for your sister. And we don't even want it for your child. So children smoking weed these days. We don't want these things to happen. We don't want to see you be consumed all over leaf, all over some crack, all over, whatever the drug is. We care about you. We truly care about you. You understand me? 29. Once again, we're still in the book of Numbers chapter 20. Numbers chapter 16. I'm reading 28. 29. No, 28, 28, 28. And Moses said, hereby ye shall know that the Lord hath sent me to do all these works, for I have not done them of mine own mind. 29. If these men die, the common death of all men, or if they be visited after the visitation of all men, then the Lord have not sent me. Meaning what, man? Visitation of a regular death. Meaning what? Dying in your sleep. Meaning what, man? You understand? We know that what that high blood pressure is, man. They call that the silent killer in the black community, man. You understand me? They call that the silent killer in the black community. One thing you don't want to do is challenge a man of God, man. One thing that you don't want to do, that's exactly what Moses is saying right here, man. Verse 30. Slide in 1 second here. Verse 30. But if the Lord make a new thing in the earth open her, but if the Lord make a new thing in the earth open her mouth and swallow them up with all the appertain upon them, and they go down quick into the pit, they shall understand that these men have provoked the Lord. Something you won't want to do. Yes, and something that you don't want to do as far as provoking the Lord. Something you don't ever want to do. Verse 31. And it came to pass, as he had made an end of speaking all these words, that the ground clave asunder that was under them. Meaning what, man? It's crazy how the Most High works, man. It's crazy how the Most High has authority, man. You understand me? Crazy, man. As soon as Moses got done talking, guess what happened, man? The earth opened it and it consumed them. It consumed them. This is some heavy information right now, man. He finished his sentence and the earth opened with the twinkle of an eye, man. As soon as Moses got done talking, he blinked and man, they were consumed. 32. And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up in their houses, and all the men appertain unto Korah in all their goods. Meaning what? Their wife, their children, them. You understand? Verse 33. They and all that appertain to them went down alive into the pit, and the earth closed upon them, and they perished from among the congregation, man. They were buried alive. You understand me? The pit opened up, they perished from the congregation, man. You understand? They thought the priest Aaron and all of them weren't going to do much. They thought that they could come up against their brother Moses. They thought that they was going to be able to come up against Aaron, man. And Moses still tried to stop it. You understand? Moses, a man, was that truly loved the Lord, man. You understand? But guess what? He was a man. Aaron wasn't, a spirit. Aaron wasn't an animal. These were men. Everybody say, don't follow, don't follow a man. Don't follow a man. Don't do this. Don't do that. It says he was a man. He was a man that wasn't following after his lust or after his vile affection. He wasn't doing these things, man. He did this because he truly loved the Lord. Man. Truly loved the Lord. 34. So again, we're still in the book of Numbers, chapter 16. We started at verse 1, and now we're at verse 1. Yeah, we did start at verse 1. Now we're at 34. And all of Israel that were round about them fled at at the cry of them, for they said, "At least the earth swallowed us up also." Yeah, it's, they kicking and screaming, and they say, man, we gotta get away from this evil place. We gotta get away from all this evilness. Verse 35. And there came out a fire from the Lord and consumed the 250 men that offered incense. You understand? 250 men, family, 250 men, they were destroyed, but also their family were destroyed. Also, man, also their children were destroyed. Everyone were destroyed that have to do something with Korah. You understand? You heard, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have heard, oh yeah, man, you're guilty by association. Guess what, man? Maybe, like I said earlier, maybe some good purple people. But guess what, man? They're going to be guilty by association. They agree with nasty nigga, man. And although, Commander Jeremy Hunter, he didn't, gave him his big ups, man. He didn't gave him his props. He didn't did these things, man. The scripture says, don't be lukewarm. You can be hot or cold. You can't play both sides of the fence, man. And the Lord, trust me, best believe He don't care about your numbers. He does not care about your numbers at all, man. He don't. We have verse 36, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 37, speak unto Eleazar, and let Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, Kahan, priest, that he take up the censers out of the burning and scatter that the fire yonder, for they are hallowed. Meaning what, man? So, imagine this being burnt right here. Most times I said, oh, listen, we ain't about to waste that. Go get that, go get that gold. We can make another manure. So we can make some more sensors. You understand? So get that raw material, man. They became a covering for the altar, which we're about to read. I want to get ahead of myself. Let me read verse 39. And Eleazar the priest took the brazen censers wherewith they that were burnt had offered, and they were made broad plates for a covering of the altar. The covering of the altar. Meaning what, man? Hallowed and being a sign to Israel. Meaning as what? They needed a reminder. Meaning what? In other schools, they have covers hanging from the school. Yeah. And you understand? You gotta realize how spiritual this is, man. Yes, and the Most High didn't say, oh, go get that man and, give him a proper burial. He said, get that gold. You're saying to school, hey, listen, bro, want to, drop his sword, whatever. Go get that sword, man. Go get that coverage, like. So we don't say go get the brother. So we say go get that cover, man. So everyone else can see. So everyone else can know, listen, man. It is what it is, man. You understand? It is what it is. Shit, I'm gonna ask Cat, man, man, if a sister leave, can we start hanging head wraps from the ceilings? I may get the nod, I may get the la. Hey, it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot, man. It's worth a shot, man. Forget it, man. It's everyone wants to be an Israelite without change. Everyone wants to be that Israelite without the change that, that must come. You understand? That's why, everybody wants to be a Christian, because guess what, man? You don't have to do, all these things as far as, not all these things as far as, changing and turning away from all these things, man. You know, it's like these are the things that you don't have to do when you're in the Christian church. You can still celebrate your birthday, still celebrate Christmas, Thanksgiving. You can still eat unlawful food. Hell, you can even dress the way you want to dress. Sis, you better ask your man, ask your husband before you come out that house. You understand? Like, you're not wearing that. Not wearing that, baby. Not today. You're not wearing that, okay? You are not going to wear that at all. You understand? Ask your husband, what can you wear? As far as being modest as possible, man. You understand? Verse 40. Verse 40. I'm going to read verse 38 again. And Eleazar the priest took the brazen censers wherewith they that were burnt had offered, and they were made broad plates for a covering to the altar. Verse 40. To be a memorial unto the children of Israel, that no stranger which is not of the seed of Aaron come near to the other incense before the Lord, that he be not as Korah, and as his company, as the Lord said to him by the hands of Moses. You understand me? You can't be moisted here, man. You can't be salt. You understand? You can't cry, or you can't, bundle up when conflict comes. Guess what you gotta do? Just go back to the church. Or try IUIC out. See how that is for you. You understand me? Try these things out. You understand? You still want to have dreadlocks, no sweat. You understand? Go with the IUIC. You still want to dress promiscuous, and you still want to do these things, and you still want to, as far as live your best life. Sweat, man. Go to IUIC, see how that is for you. Once again, you can't imagine how we truly love like Latinos and individuals, man. I mean that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen it over and over and over again. Man. Over and over again. Man. You understand? We go to Maccabees chapter 5, verse 55. First Maccabees chapter 5, verse 55. This is 49, just for a little context. Like, y'all bear with me just a little bit longer, man. If y'all have any questions, comments on the topic, of course, y'all can always type those in. You understand? So, book of First Maccabees, chapter 5, verse 49. Wherefore Judas committed a proclamation to be made throughout the host, that every man should pitch his tent in the place where he was. Now, just to give you a little, backdrop on this, of course, Judas was the son of Mattathias, and before Mattathias, died, he gave his sons, some particular, attributes. Judas, he was very tactical. You understand, when it comes to, warfare per se. Verse 50. So the soldiers pitched and assaulted the city all the day and all the night, till the length of the city was delivered into his hands. You understand? Now, of course, in this day, once again, we're going to fight. Keep on fighting until what? Until that fight is over, man. You understand? What word that they fought on the Sabbath, you understand, when it's, the battle against Moses, whoever, man. You understand? We're going to make sure that we get that victory over the city. Verse 51. Who then slew all the males with the edge of the sword and razed the city and took the spoils thereof and passed through the city over them that were slain. Verse 52. After this went they over Jordan into the great plain before Thesha. You understand? We understand, of course, the geography of where all this is happening. Wow. You understand? And of course, this was truly, as we're going to read, yes, and this was truly a massive victory for us. 53. And Judas gathered together those that came behind and exhorted the people all the way through till they came into the land of Judea. 54. So they went up on Mount Sion with joy and gladness, where they offered burnt offerings, because not one of them were slain until they had returned in peace. Verse 55. Now, when the time of Judas and Jonathan were in the land of Galilee, and Simon, his brother of Galilee, before, I always pronounce this wrong, the Ptolemy, pretty sure that's how you say it, Ptolemy, like you got to realize that, of course, with all of this, of course, and I kind of, as far as compared to, how social media is, how podcasts are, how all these social media platforms are. You understand? And then we have Captain Zaryak, you understand, which is undefeated when it comes to any debate. Like I said earlier, he's debating a Christian on multiple wives right now. And from the looks of it, good night. I can already understand it because I listened to a little bit before I came into class. The brother, he was, trying to find some scriptures, and he was having a hard time. I knew he was defeated at that point, which I always go in knowing that we are going to win, because we always win. We always win. I don't understand. Like, it's like, people looking on the outside in, it's like, man, I should be always winning. I'm going to start my own group. You understand? Because I want to beat them. Then they start their own group, and guess what? They still lose. I don't get it. They still lose. It's like they see us winning, scripture breakdown, cutting them to pieces, keep on cutting them, to the point where it's like, man, now guess what's happening? I still want to do my own thing. And then you get in the books, they don't know anything about this scripture right here, go back to the debate. The scripture, that the brother was pulling on, was like, man, he must be very new to this thing. Set up, you understand me? But of course, going back to other people, they don't know nothing. They this and they that. Oh man, what's what's truly going on? No. I don't want to follow them. I don't want to do this. They do things, very, very differently. Oh man, ain't no smoke, man. Really be a thing. Verse 57, once again, we in the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 5, verse 57. Wherefore they said, let us also get us a name and go fight against the heathen that are around about us. Listen, man. Oh man, it's crazy, man. It said, let us also get us a name. Meaning what? Oh man, they seeing, what Judas did. Like, oh shoot, man, it's time for us to go get us a name. Let's do something now. Oh man, the Lord did not call you for this, man. He did not call you. You know what I'm saying? You are on tryouts to become an Israelite. You understand? And instead of doing the tryouts, come here and be, put on all black, man. Come in here, do your 90 days. Come in here without purple. You understand? Come here in all black. Sisters, come here, cover your head up, and shut your mouth and learn. It can be all so simple. Everyone wants to, big up themselves. Everyone wants to name themselves. Everyone want to have some type of vainglory and, being in the news and being in the headlines. You're going to hurt yourself. Okay? You're going to truly hurt yourself. Don't allow that to happen, okay? Don't allow that to happen, okay? Now, let's see here. Let's get about reading. Once again, 57. Wherefore they said, let us also get us a name and go fight against the heathen that are round about us. 58. So when they had given charge unto the garrison that was with them, they went toward Jemiah, so like Jemiah. 59. So like 59. Then came like Gorgias and his men out of the city to fight against them. Verse 60. And so it was that Joseph and Azarias were put to flight, and pursued unto the borders of Judea. And they were slain that day of the people of Israel, about 2,000 men. Now, just give you a little background once again. Of course, men thought that they were going to, build a, mimic Judas, and they were saying, let us make a name for ourselves. Now they went to fight, which would be the so-called, in today's terminology, the Greeks. So the 2,000 men, of course, they thought they were going to be all big and bad. 2,000 men who were killed. Think about it, man. 2,000 men were killed. And I always go back to the story, when it comes and when it talks about, of course, it's a touchy topic, when it comes to, IUIC and all the things that they have done. I mean, good night, man. They, they falsely accuse brothers and sisters, man. They falsely accuse everyone, man. Falsely accuse everyone. But guess what, man? Like, you gotta ask yourself, man. Like, how many more Jordan Morgans have to be killed for someone to get the hey, not God, okay, that's not right. You understand? How many more times do you have to have drug dealers and gang bangers within your congregation? Man? How many? Oh, well, 61. This was there a great overthrow among the children of Israel, because they were not obedient to Judas and his brethren, but thought to do some valiant acts. I realized, man, that of course that they were not obedient at all. They thought that they could be trained as, as an Israelite, or, being a man of war. You understand? Like, you gotta think about it. So even with the times of King David, man, King David could have killed Saul, man, but he didn't, man. King David was very swiftly, very, very, tactical, like very, very, what is it? Some word I'm looking for as far as very swiftly, he moved very swiftly. You understand? And, Saul how David took a piece of his garment and he cut it. And, Saul could have died, but, David, he waited until the Most High appointed him. He didn't go take matters in his own hands. That's what he did. He said, man, let me just chill, man. So I always ask you about, like, man, like, how can you, appoint yourself? You understand? You need more authority. So you call yourself what, a bishop, a general, man. I just, it's like my brain can't, understand the whole concept and the whole understanding of it. But, of course, when you become an officer in this truth, you begin to manage your economy. Guess what, man? Your life is over, man. You understand me? Your life is truly over, man. You understand? Everything now is, man, how can I do this for the Lord? So what can I do? What can I do for the Lord? How can I go upon this way? You understand? Like, you have to handle things as a priest of the Lord, man. You have to handle these things as what, man? As everything's gonna be all right, man. No, man. You gotta handle it as man. I'm in the bind. What can be done? What can be done? What can be done? How do I do this? How do I do that? How am I going to be able to do these things, man? 62. Moreover, these men came not of the seed of those, but who had deliverance was given unto Israel. Man. Listen, yeah, like, we gotta realize, man, that the pedigree truly matters, man. The pedigree is going to save your life, man. The pedigree is what is needed in today's society, man. You understand? When we talk about One West, we mean One West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. These are the things that we need, man, when it comes to it, man. Now let's go to 1 Corinthians. Gotta realize, man, that man, time is ticking. Let everybody get there. I'm in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10. 1 second, make sure everything's still rolling. Sure it is. What I say right here. Here we go. So 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 10. One second. Yeah, so so 1 Corinthians chapter 1, that's why I'm messing up that one. I'm not in chapter 1. Chapter 1, verse 10. Like, you gotta realize that, fake Israelites, they was around when Christ was here. You understand? That's one thing that we need to understand. Let's just read 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 10. Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, which the world actually called Jesus Christ, that ye all speak the same thing. That ye all speak the same thing. Now, a lot of fake Israelite groups, guess what they want? They want knowledge, they want information, you understand? They want to, have their own podcasts. They want to have their own channel. They want to have these things. Guess what? When we follow the truth, guess what? It's work, it's sacrifices, it's blood and tears to try to figure out what, to try to figure out exactly what's happening. Once again, now this is Paul saying, I beseech me, I'm pleading with you. I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, that ye all speak the same thing, and that there be no division among you, but that ye are perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same judgment. Meaning what? We have to speak the same. So when it comes to breaking down these scriptures, you have to speak the same. So you got brothers, California all the way to New York, all the way up, and Detroit all the way down, all the way down to Texas. You understand me? All the way to the UK, Trinidad, Tobago, UK, Canada, Mexico, some other ones are probably missing, DR, Brazil. You understand? So many places. You understand? That's so many things that you have to consider when it comes to as far as making sure that we are on one unit, that we are truly on one accord when it comes to what is being said, how it's being said, how these scriptures are being broken down. You understand? How all of these things are happening. You understand? How this, how that. Where did you learn that breakdown from? How did you do this? How did you do that? You understand? Once again, it's like it's like people ask, man, is Christ divided? Like you have to ask yourself, people ask the question is like, do we say, you can molest kids? You know what I'm saying? But we know other groups that does that. Do we say that is it okay to have dreadlocks? Is it okay to smoke weed? Is it okay to be a drug dealer? Now, of course, we know that, of course, that everything happens as far as for a reason. We're not, blaming the brother and sister for drugs or anything of that nature. But guess what? It has to get a point in time where what? You gotta have a broad understanding of what can't do this anymore. You understand? I love my life way more than a weed, or way more than being a whore, or more over than having some really disgusting dreadlocks. You understand? We gotta realize when it comes to this truth, that we will never be divided, man. We got brothers and sisters all over the world, man. You understand? Down there in Texas, Philly. So we call brothers up, be on social media, just chopping it up, embracing the brotherhood. Even with sisters, embracing the sisterhood, right? Making sure what, man, that we are not going to allow anyone to come in between that. Money, fame, whatever the case may be, we want to make sure that brotherhood and sisterhood is number one. You understand? And that can only be found in the ICK community. You understand me? You realize that we truly have to join together. Truly have to join together. Look at the scripture again, man. Once again, in the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 1 and verse 10. Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, that ye all speak the same thing, and that there be no division among you, but that ye be perfectly joined together in the same mind and the same judgment. You understand me? The best believe, man, want to say, listen, the sky is red. Now, best believe I'm going to say, you know what? I don't even know. I don't even remember the sky ever being blue. I always seen red. You understand me? Camp say, Mardakia, the sky is red. Well, shoot, Cap, the sky always been red. What are you talking about? I'm in agreeing with you. Now, of course, we know that sky is not red. Blah, blah, blah. I'll be how whatever the case may be. But we got to realize, man, that we're speaking the same. We're getting these breakdowns from what? From our scripture breakdown classes, from asking questions, from getting the understanding of the breakdowns. You understand me? You gotta make sure that we're doing everything over and over and over again. You understand me? Making sure that we're following, the customs of marriage and having communication with your husband and with your wife and getting counsel on things before you make a bad decision or you make a dumb decision. And these are things that you don't want to do. You don't want to find yourself in a messed up predicament where, like, man, well, I didn't tell my husband this, but I just did it anyway. And now you find yourself in just a total mess up, predicament. You understand when it comes to as far as your job or your slavery. You know what I'm saying? You may make a little bit more money if you become a nurse or an RN or LPN or travel nurse. You understand? Or what is it, an OBGYN. You understand me? But of course with those travel nurses, it's like, man, you gotta be traveling from place to place to place. You don't want to have it to the point where what? My man, he traveled for this truth. So I'm about to travel for my job. And I'm not gonna tell him where I'm at. I said, you never really do that. You find yourself in a messed up predicament. You don't know where you at, and guess what? The rest is history. You don't want that to happen. So it's all about communication. Letting them know where you at. It's for your safety. Letting your husband know where you at all times. Contacting your camp leader and let him know where you at all times. Let's keep reading. Verse 11, for it have been declared unto me of you, my brethren, by them which are the house of Chloe, that they are, that they are contentions among you. The house of Chloe. What does that sound like? The house of David. You understand? Where all these fake Israelites started in that group. You can imagine me having gave a breakdown. He was never in the house of David. Ever. It's like, now it's like y'all was going to be encamped together. And now and now y'all battling one another across the street. It's like, oh man, house of David, we're supposed to come together. We're supposed to do these great things. And now what happened? Break off. And now, the fake Israelites, we're still battling one another. Forget about it, man. Let's go to 1 John. 1 John chapter 2. 1 John chapter 2, verse 19. Try to run through these scriptures. So I probably got like 5 more scriptures. The Lord allowed me to get all of them. It shouldn't be too wild though. First John chapter 2, verse 19. They went out from us, but they were not of us. For if they had had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us, but they were out, that they might be made manifest that they were not all of us. You understand me? You gotta realize, man, you come to the school, do your 90 days, gain your, get your Hebrew name, you become a trooper, you understand? And it's just something like, and I tell, brothers coming into this truth, it's just something about that all black. You understand me? I'm gonna even listen, like you're gonna see me wearing all black a lot. You understand? And I don't even have to, of course, with me being an officer, I don't have to wear all black. There's just something about that always. It's something about that all black. Something about being a reader. You understand me? If no one wants to read, hell, put me up there. I'll read all camp. You understand me? It's just something about it. Just something like, man, it just, like makes you, go back to the time when you were first reading. Everyone wants to, which ain't nothing wrong with, wanting to break down, the teacher, do all that. But, sometimes you gotta remember, like, man, maybe I need to just slide back a little bit and remember, my days when I first came into the truth. When I was wearing all black. When I was, on a podium just reading, being that calm brother. You understand? Nothing wrong with being a calm brother. I will always be a calm brother. You understand me? Will always be. You understand? I always want to read. Yes, and let me read it, man. Yes, and let me be Doc. Yes, and let me be a servant. You understand? And, when you think about it, we talk about the scriptures, talk about brothers, sisters, want to leave camps and, go to camp, try to see what best suits them. And forget about it, man. Forget about it, man. You understand? It's not going from camp to camp. It's finding the origin. You understand? Of the school. It's finding the school that teaches you how to give a damn about the poor, how to give a damn about your brothers and sisters, man. Because guess what? When you go from camp to camp, guess what that's? It's like, oh man, well, I don't like that. I don't like that. Guess what that is? That's like different. How Christians talk about it? It's different denominations. You understand me? Different denominations. It's different, break off after break off after break off. I realized, man, that everything originated from 1 West 121st Street, Harlem, New York. Man. You understand? We have to truly prefer one another, man, within unity, man. Don't be like Korah. You understand? Don't be like Korah, and he's saying, oh, I'm gonna come up against, 1 West. Oh, man. You gotta realize, man, that certain brothers, they have a block on their mind that's slowing brotherhood to prevail. Man. A lot of brothers have a block on their head, stumbling block, that's slowing that brotherhood to prevail, man. Just like they want to show brotherhood, but guess what, man? I've been around white supremacy a little bit too much. I've been around, so-called Esau a little bit too much. I've been around the white man's military a little bit too much. Being around that, white, so-called white military, the Navy, Marines, whatever the case may be, it causes you to hate your true brothers of Israel. When all we're trying to do is we're trying to guide you in a way that, we see how everything should be, right? And that's all we want to do, man. That's all we want to do, man. You know what I'm saying? We want to, obey this record right here, man. And as I always say, man, if you have an issue with me personally, man, pull me to the side, man. Pull me to the side and say, man, listen, we need to figure this thing out, man. Let's go get a drink. Let's figure it out. Please. Please pull me to the side, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of to the point it's like, I don't feel comfortable talking. I don't feel like doing this. So what do? You go over a person's head. I'm just talking, I'm not talking to me person, I'm just talking about overall. You go over a person's head. And then that's when it, draws conflict because now it's like, can't be comfortable with a certain person. Now you gotta go over their head. And now you're gonna be looking at that brother totally different. Because you can't do what the scripture says as far as go to he and he alone. Let me get one more scripture, man. We're gonna be ready to close out. John chapter 10. Let's see what time more should like it. Let's see here. Yeah, let's do this. Try to knock these out real quick. Yeah, John 10. Let's look at John chapter 10, verse 1. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entered not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. Now, you gotta think about, when you're, when you're herding sheep, you open up the gate. It's only one way that you can go in, right? If you find a way to jump over the gate or follow some loopholes or whatever the case may be, man, that's not the way. So like I said, there's only one way to come into this truth, man. Don't try to don't try to make it seem as if it's wrong to or it's right to try to go over some obstacles or try to make it seem as if, oh man, well, if I do it like this, then I'm going to gain some respect and I'm going to be able to gain some type of leadership or some type of office. No, man, you got to go through the 90 days, do everything right. Call your captain, you know what I'm saying? Call your captain, you know what I'm saying? See what you can do and what you can't do. You understand me? Verse 2, but he that entered in by the door is a shepherd of the sheep. Verse 3, to him the porter opened, and the sheep hear his voice, and he called his own sheep by name. He leadeth him. Listen, man, this truth is the voice of the Most High, man. This truth is the voice of the Most High. We gotta realize, man, that that a stranger's voice is something that you're not going to be able to understand. A stranger's voice is gonna be like, I don't really understand that. But once you hear something click, once you see how everything flows together, and once you see how everything is being operated as it should be, then you'll do it again and understand, okay, well, I understand that right there. I get that. I understand that. That's totally too wild. That's good right there. That sounds right. You know, so, oh man, you breaking down them scriptures. You know, so, oh man, sis, sis doing her thing. She's doing her thing. You understand me? And that's how, as far as how you decipher, as far as what's the truth and what's a lie when it comes to who's for the Most High's people and who's clearly not for the Most High's chosen people, man. That class, like it. So, yeah. Precepts there. ISUBK security announcements. We are the ISUBK Star out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. A rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. It If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to another brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Titles is a commandment. You can read about this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verses 21, and Malachi, chapter verses 3, verses 8 through 10. It's 10th in Hebrew, Ma'asher. 10% of any penny of any increase the Lord gives you, gives to the church the primary teacher. Priest fund, free will offer for priests not mandatory, whatsoever among you of life. Upcoming holy convocation. We have the memorial blowing of the trumpets. You can find this this will be the first day of the 7th month. This falls on September the 15th. You can read about this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verses 24 through 25. Remind Anthony and Aqua to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a troop in the school, start wearing all black, blue shirts, pants, and the scarf. With that, shalom.